anywhere I'm like, this would be a
Damn.
good. I don't know. I'm like, I'll play it by myself.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll
Now
subject everyone
recording.
to.
Yeah, that was like the whole point is to like play games that you wouldn't normally play, but now that's like kind of changed for me where it's like I would rather play this by myself and not force all three of you fuckers to play the game of
But
the
haven't you
month.
put?
So
But haven't you played a game by yourself and been like, damn, this actually would have been a fire book club game?
yes, AI Limit would have been a great book club game. It would have been better than Code Vein, and I beat them in the same month.
Right. So
I was
that's like the
very
risk of
upset.
that.
There is a risk, you know. But here's the thing: I loved AI Limit, and then it would have got shat on. Forlo especially because I played that before I played all the other Souls likes, and Forlo does not have a high opinion of that game.
What
When I was playing
about
it.
Luke's favorite Souls game, Lords of the Fallen, dude?
Dude, I
I'm
don't have a
thinking of
high opinion
replaying that.
about literally any Souls-like game that isn't the Souls games.
And then Frank's picked the worst Souls games for book club. He picked Code Vein, which is fucking gooner garbage, and then he picked Steel Rising.
Steel Rising was just to prep for Lies of
Your
P, and
butthole.
Lies of P is a good one.
It's 1,000 times better than Steel Rising.
I thought for sure. Here's my problem with Steel Rising. I trusted Spiders because they made one good game 8 years ago. You know. But Steel Rising was a dud. But Steel Rising was fun because you could break it. You just throw grenades at people. It's hilarious.
Yeah, but that also kind of made it fucking. It was like so. It is so easy, and then the game story is basically COVID, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Throw it in the garbage. This is so stupid.
Ugh.
It is. The robots got COVID.
Yeah. You can check out podcast whatever number that is to figure that one out. Greetings and welcome to the show. I am here with Colin and Brabdo and Forlo for a video game book club. We each pick a game for our month, and then if you beat the game, you get to pick the game when your month comes around. It was my month, and I picked Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. Spoiler alert, it was not Game of the Year. And I also played every single game I own this month. I've played everything, all of it. I played Cards, the World War II card game. I played Rivals. I tried to play Halo. I couldn't play Halo. I played Splitgate before it died again 2 times in 1 year.
Some chess game that I recall too as well.
I played chess. I beat somebody gifted me Sex Chess and I beat it.
What the fuck is that?
I played Primordialis. I played Scrabble.
What is sex chess?
Sex chess is you play as the devil and somebody comes up to you that's like a zealot and they're in hell and they're like, I'm gonna play chess, kind of like a Devil Went Down to Georgia type thing with Charlie Daniels, but instead of they're playing the fiddle, they're playing chess, and you play as the devil and you whoop the shit out of them because they only do the Scholar's Mate opening, and that is a very exploitable opening.
What's the sex part?
Every time a piece captures another piece, they have sex.
Like graphically?
Semi-graphically, you know, it's sex. There's titties about, but it's not like they're killing each other with the sex. They're just having sex.
Are you good? Yo, we got no viewers after this started.
What is this? And this is the guy who picks games every few months. This is what he's doing in his off time.
This game was a gift, and I'm just answering the question.
No,
I didn't make the game.
I'm glad you didn't pick that. That might get vetoed. I don't think we can be playing that. I can't put footage of that on YouTube.
No, it's you could eventually I turned all the scenes off and I turned the chessboard into a regular chessboard because you couldn't tell the pieces, but that's not what's important. What's important is I played a shit ton of games this month. What did you guys play?
Played that Splitgate 2, but not 2, whatever they're calling it now.
Reloaded. Infinite. What happened to Bat and Kaitos, Frank?
I also played Bat and Kaitos. What else did I play? Hang on.
Did you beat it?
No. But it's still downloaded. I didn't like fully get rid of it. I'm just stuck at I'm at like 40% the way through, I think. I played Wretch the Divine Ascent, which is a cool backpack game. I'm a big fan of it, and I hope that it gets updates. What else? I didn't play Cyberpunk until the start of the year. What'd you play, Colin?
just this.
Nice.
I'm pretty
And
sure it's the
Rivals.
only. No,
And
I
more
don't think I
important
played
things going
Rivals
on.
at all in December.
Gotcha. Oh shit! Oh shit! I forgot the archipelagos. We did archipelagos. I played Lunacid again.
Oh no, dude.
I
No,
beat
we're
Paint.
so
The Tism, dude.
What else? There's another game I played for the archipelagos.
I played Kingdom Hearts 5
Cluster
times.
Truck.
Cluster Truck. Yeah, I also beat Cluster Truck again.
This dude was gaming.
Was gaming all over the place, dude. Brabdo beat Kingdom Hearts multiple times and Sonic Adventure 2 multiple times.
How many times have you beat Kingdom Hearts this year? Or
Well,
last year?
It's just all in the last month, so
No, because we also did it for book club last year too.
yeah. Well, when you do the archipelago, it's not really beating them. You only like it skips like a good
The
chunk of the
shitty
game.
parts. The
Yeah,
whole
literally
Roxas section.
it just puts you only through like the meat of the game. And also,
Harry.
yeah, it'd be like that. But yes, I've clocked in a number of hours.
And then Forlo played. What did Forlo play? Oh, we both beat Double Dash. That was the other one. Played Double Dash.
Double Dash. That was kind of like the worst one, I think.
It was
What?
brutal near the end.
Why was that the worst one?
I don't know. I just feel like getting burgered in Double Dash is not the move.
All right, we're pretty deep into this podcast shit.
What do you mean?
Yo, this is
Vampire
so
the
cooked. This
Masquerade,
is-
Bloodlines 2. None of us played the original game.
I
And-
have played the original, just not enough to actually comment on it. Like an hour
Gotcha.
maybe. And it was a long time ago.
So this is a fairly like that's our unique perspective, is that we're looking at it objectively as a game on its own, because none of us are like super fans of Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. Obviously based on the World of Darkness stuff. I also have not played the World of Darkness TTRPG. That being said, there's some problems right off the bat for me.
No.
I was
Hold
under the
on.
impression.
I want to say the game is not as bad as people would make you think.
No, it's not the worst
Right.
game ever made.
No, I based on what I heard from the game going into it, I was like, oh, this is gonna be the worst game I've ever played.
Like it's gonna be like a 1 out of 10, like straight
I was
trash.
gonna really not enjoy my time playing and hate every minute of it, but it was
Right.
It's
not.
not.
At
It's
all.
not even close
not
to that bad.
No, no, not at all.
It's just mid, but
It's crazy how poorly it was dragged though. For like, it's just like any other game that some people go, it's so whimsical and I love this shit, but it's just
like a Reddit.
This is
for
the
some
opposite.
reason everyone just hates this one, even though it's probably the
It's
same
a-
kind of rating of a game.
That's a
Any of
Reddit
those other
opinion.
ones.
Yeah, I feel like every single person that reviewed this game, both in games journalism and outside of it, like either were or pretended to be, because there's a lot of pretenders on the internet, pretended to be the biggest Vampire the Masquerade 1 fan ever. And
Yeah.
they did like shit on this game unjustifiably.
Well, because
but it
imagine
does
if you
have
just change
problems.
the name. Change the name of this game and it's like, all right, it's fine.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
alright.
I had heard a thing somewhere that they never even wanted. They didn't even want to call it Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. They were going to call it Vampire something something something.
Right,
No,
like a
call-
spin-off.
Call it fucking LA Noir Nights, dude.
Yeah.
Which to me
So-
makes a lot of sense. But then their studio was like, "Oh no, money." So yeah, but it's not even that bad. Like
So it has a pretty strong cold open. You don't get to create your character. You have to play as this character named Fire, and they're named Fire whether you're a
Nomad.
boy or a girl.
worst stupidest name ever.
With
It's
the character
also- that's,
customization, though. The
that's-
character customization.
That's a theme in this game. You'll have Eric and then you'll have Schmizeldorf. You know, they'll give you ridiculous name and then normal name.
Yeah.
That's every other character.
You're like
And
patience.
the cold
Or-
open is that you're like a vampire and you're sneaking around a little bit, and you find out that you were locked in a box for a while. You're old. You're the nomad. But inside of you have a Johnny Silverhand-esque character called Fabian.
Goodness.
and he's the guy
Funny you
that
should say
opened.
that.
What?
Funny you should say that.
Yeah, he's the one that opened the case, and you immediately murder him because you're deprived of nutrients that blood gives you as a vampire. So
Also, way cooler than Johnny Silverhand. In my opinion, Johnny Silverhand's one of the worst characters ever.
It's tough. That's tough.
Gun to your head, I would rather hang out with Fabian than fucking Johnny Silverhand talking about his cock.
I think the
Yo,
only
let's not
reason
talk.
Johnny-
Let's not talk about Johnny
You
Silverhand.
remind me of me, except for the bigger cock. That is one of the worst lines in video games.
I blanked
This
that
one
out.
has very bad quotables too. So eventually you get to where you're going in the story, and you get to talk to Fabian in your head, and you lay down to go to bed. But before that, there's really solid gameplay. I think the best gameplay is all front loaded to the beginning of the game, because you walk into this bar and you just rip the shit out of everyone, and you're able to sneak, and can do vampire stuff, and there's not too much stuff going on, but it's paced the right way, and the scale is right. And I don't think they capture that throughout the rest of the game. But eventually you sleep and you start dreaming of sunflowers and sunsets and a nice cute tree, and then you play as Fabian, and that is where my complaints start. While Fabian is a decent enough character and I enjoy him as a character, I don't like playing as Fabian. So that's about as far as I got for the intro of this game. Anybody else want to take over?
Yeah,
The beginning Fabian parts, I don't think the first few Fabian missions are actually bad. I kind of like them.
Because you kind of follow the plot a little bit, and you're like, okay. But then, once it gets to the end, you're like, enough, please.
Well, that's the
enough.
problem. Because once you get to the end, you've pretty much solved the whole, mystery and conspiracy, except he's still explaining it to you, 5 missions deep. And now he's having you go from, each corner of the city to talk to every person, which gets tedious.
Fast travel, you just walk, and there's nothing to do when you're Fabian, at least.
And Fabian can't run. He just speeds up time.
Dude, that is the most brutal part. I'm okay with a game that's oh, we've really built out this world and we want you to walk through it and explore it, even if it's the same bits every now and then. But it's really cool when I actually have some freedom of movement when I'm playing Fire. You can run up walls, you can glide around, you can fuck people up if you want to.
There's also some collectible.
Fabian just walks quickly, because you either walk slowly or you speed up time and he walks faster, and that's it. And you have to
definitely feels like they didn't want it to be like that, but they had to tack it on
and make him feel different, and not he's just I don't know.
I definitely think they wanted to have 2 separate campaigns put together.
Yeah,
like that.
It was more ambitious for sure at some point.
Yeah, and it definitely, I agree with Brad though. I think they wanted 2 very fleshed out stories, but it really became Fabian was just a shitty part of Fire's story, and not that he was his own thing at all, really.
I like Fabian though.
Cool. He's all right as a character.
It's not that I don't like Fabian. It's just he does fucking nothing, and he doesn't really add much. I feel like it's not like any of the investigations you do with him. You also just proceed to then go into Fire and do the same investigation that you would have if you never knew Fabian existed, and then find the same real day evidence that still exists, and then proceed to persecute. So there's not much that you actually get from Fabian existing in the story, I don't think, other than
every time I got off the game, it was because I was going into a Fabian section that I didn't want to do. And then every time I booted the game back up, I'm like, fuck, I got to do the Fabian section.
Yeah, I didn't mind the Fabian stuff, just to the end. Then it became so tedious.
Bro,
I'm gonna do all this reading.
I don't know, Colin. It was pretty brutal. I think the Fabian section.
All of them.
To start talking
not all of
the
them.
filing cabinet.
Not every single. Fuck the filing cabinet's fine, because that's the very first time you have to do that.
You do.
I think that shit's funny, dude. And then he voices them all.
But I think that's funny, right? But I think when it gets to the point where it's genuinely just a hassle, later in the game, especially the last times you're doing that.
The last time is the worst.
You're Fabian for 40 years, and it's oh, are you sure you should leave with all your solved case right now when you should probably talk to that recorder first. It's like, bro, talk to the recorder first. Okay, man, I'll talk to the recorder first.
In the end, it was also dumb. It was like, go see what I forget his name, what he's doing at his bar and why he's leaving the city. And it's like, why? And then you go find out why, and it's like, okay, well, that didn't matter.
Yeah,
It had nothing to do with anything.
I feel like there's like filler. Like I noticed a lot of the time while you're doing the story, like you'll get a new quest started, and it'll be like you have these 3 areas that are like quest locations to pick up that are like story quests. And every now and then, I would just complete the right one first, and and it just skips all that other filler you're talking about, Colin. Like those aren't all mandatory quests. If it gives you like 3 green story quests, if you just talk to the right person first, they just don't waste your time. And I think that's insane that those other things are programmed in there in every story quest. There's not every single one, but almost every single one. There's a false go over here across the other map to talk to the guy you know definitely doesn't have anything, and then he tells you nothing just to get it off your list.
Well, this game, the writers left like midway through. Also,
I believe that.
Like the lead, which really shows because on paper the story is actually not that bad.
No,
but I think they like fleshed it all out and then left, and then they tried to fucking piece it together. And they tried. It sort of works, but there is some like
I will say, I think like from that aspect, it's actually kind of impressive that they even managed to like make a game.
It's cohesive.
Right.
Yeah.
The way that I look at this game, the way that I like approach it mentally is that it's basically just like a significantly worse Cyberpunk, right? Like you can tell that they wanted this game to be Cyberpunk really badly. Like with all like all the different characters, and you can talk to them, and like they all have relationship meters with all of them, but it's all extremely shallow.
Even aesthetically.
But
I guess you could argue that Cyberpunk aesthetically is ripping off
a bunch of other things.
Bloodlines, but
right. But
I mean,
this game is kind of ripping off Bloodlines as well.
There's some convolution, and again, this is still latching onto the Fabian points because you're looking for this rebar killer, and at one point you're like talking to a manifestation of a dead rebar victim that Fabian made up in his head, and then halfway through the conversation, you go inside of a memory of Fabian's previously talking to a similar rebar victim. So in the context of what you're doing at the moment, you're in a memory of a memory in a dream that Fire is having. So you're like
That's
4
kinda
Yomi
good.
levels deep into like what's going on. So it's like you kind of have like this Inception-esque, like I don't know exactly where I am in the universe right now type thing going on. But my biggest problem with Fabian is that the questing that Fabian has is literally just go to this area and talk to this person, which, as Forlo stated earlier, if you get lucky or you really pay attention to context clues, you can skip a lot of that. But having to go one end of the city to the other to walk, to talk to, like, some pool table, and then, like, okay, well, I also have to talk to the filing cabinet, so I also have to suck blood from somewhere because I don't have enough blood to do the ability to talk to the filing cabinet and the pool table. And it makes you say dumb sentences like this.
It's a resource managing walking simulator. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I did really hate that one aspect of it where it's like just put like I don't know. I didn't like the go find your dedicated succum juice guy in the city to.
Well, they give you
retry
the blood pickups usually.
Yeah,
There's
but
usually a couple around.
But conveniently, every time you switch to Fabian, they take all of those.
Yeah. It's a scenario-based resource managing walking simulation part of the game, dude.
Yeah, so for a majority of those, there aren't fucking those blood vials for Fabian to use, and you just.
But let's be honest, dude. Playing as Fire also has fucking issues.
Oh, none of it's great, but yeah, those are.
Because some of the combat is whack as hell.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm down to roll back into fire. I think that there is a issue with the balancing of what they want you to do and what the tools they give you are, because they give you a stealth option, which I was interested in, but it's not real. You can't really stealth your way
No.
through this
No.
game.
I wish.
Not even stealthing as like I'm not asking to be a pacifist. I'm just asking to like maybe help myself out with a section, but they have an archaic mechanic at the moment
Yeah,
where you can't open the door to the next room until all the enemies in that designated area are gone.
which is
Um,
goofy. That's
which
old
is fine,
game.
but I wish it was, all the enemies in the area couldn't see you. Because multiple times, because of how this game is, and it's not devoid of problems, I had 3 separate instances where my enemies were underground or in a car or stuck in a place that I couldn't actually get to them. So I would have to reload the last checkpoint because I have to kill everyone,
Nah, dude,
so
you can pull them with your Q. That little you can pull them through the
Oh,
ground. I was punching people through the ground
oh.
all day, dude.
I was not able to pull the people out of I think it was a parking garage, like it was like a place to set like product down from semis. They were stuck in there, like they were stuck in a concrete block, and they couldn't get out.
Speaking of which, that's an important distinction I feel like we should make in the game. Is like it's not just whatever sloppity RPG you got to play through the story. It's got some aspect of actual customization, not just the character physically, but at the beginning of the game you pick one of like 5 or 6 classes, which you get their vampire abilities throughout the game that you use to like take down enemies and stuff. The thing that reminded me is that whenever there was like an out of bounds enemy or something like that I couldn't get to, I had the teleport behind you ability. So I would just teleport behind them out of bounds and then crack their skull and then fall through the bottom of the map and then upwarp back in bounds. And then we're chilling.
The game offers solutions.
The game offers solutions. No, but I just think it's interesting that there's all those like different abilities, and I'm wondering what like classes and abilities you guys had because mine was just kind of like
I was
I go
kissing
into
everybody.
like insano, nobody can see me mode, stealthy kind of,
That's what I did. Yep.
I
and then
played
I can like teleport
Bruja.
behind people. What does that one get? What do
You
you what
punch
kind of
shit, power
you
up
just,
and punch shit, and
you just
just.
punch it?
But for all the class, so when you feed on somebody, you can still get hit in the animation, right? That's like
Yeah,
universal.
Aggravating thing. Yep.
That's
Yep.
just-
There's a perk you can get that stops
Yeah,
you from.
fucking dumb. To get that perk is
No.
a stupid time investment, and it's just stupid because it's trying to be like a pseudo like Doom-esque, like you kill shit and then you heal and it's like you flow. But the fact that I can die while I'm trying
it's so
to,
clunky.
yeah, it just feels like shit. I don't know why they thought that was a good idea.
Yeah, it's a bit
Yeah.
Also,
Which
I kind of feel weird calling this game an RPG because the
No.
level ups are useless.
Yeah,
Well,
it's an
that's
action game.
that's the biggest complaint because the game's based on like a tabletop RPG, and
Right.
then the original game is basically it's a shitty like combat system, but it's straight up just an RPG. It's
Right.
dice rolls and shit. And then this game it's got the lightest RPG elements.
Like, you can
Like,
level
the
up. But
lightest.
what does it do? I don't
Dude,
know.
I ended up having like 30 plus
Yep.
skill
Yeah,
points at
we
the end of
all
the
had
game.
like
30,
extra
40
just fuck
skill
off
points.
amount of like it was
Because-
just
Because
not-
if you have the skills you want, there's no reason to do anything.
Yeah, that's the other thing I hated. It's like, oh, well, you can have a skill on the bottom level. Only one, though. Like, why can't I just mix and match all the ones I want? That was annoying. Also, trying to get the stupid the certain blood types to get this cross skills from other
yeah, it's like
Right.
not
clans.
worth it. Why would I ever do that? I'm just
It's
gonna
so
finish them.
annoying. It's such a
Yeah.
waste of time. And then the skills aren't even like
But to be fair, you do get the blood groups just by doing the side quests. I don't know if anybody ever did any
yeah,
side quests.
but
No.
You get like 500 of each blood type.
Only green exclamation points for me.
All the
entire
way
game,
through,
man.
just green, green,
Dude,
green.
and then the masquerade system is kind of annoying.
The
That's all it
Masquerade
is
system
annoying.
went from, like, something interesting to my knowledge in the first game from what I read up on it and, like, the small amount of gameplay that I saw of it, like, a major plot point to just being, like, an inconvenience in this game.
Don't double jump. Don't run fast.
Yeah,
It's like,
you can't
okay.
run fast unless you go on the roofs, and then the roofs have enemies on them, but eventually you get so fast and effective at roof jumping and all of that, that it doesn't really matter, like, it doesn't matter what's on the roofs,
And
you can
then
just go.
possibly the dumbest mechanic. If you die, whatever. If you die while your masquerade's like broken or whatever, you lose those fucking other blood
Yeah.
types. You lose 150. It's like, why? That's super fucking annoying for no reason.
But in all actuality, I only broke the Masquerade once to where, like, I got stabbed in the back, which I think that's cool. Also, that brings me to one of the best parts of I think the game, is that the level design, like, for the city is actually pretty thought out. So every alley has ways to get up on rooftops, and you can jump from rooftop to rooftop willy-nilly. But there's not a lot of ways to get onto roofs from the streets. So you're incentivized to go into any alley. And usually by the alley, there's a person with a blood type, which will then run into the alley. Unless you're Brabdo, where they run into the street for 5 minutes and then go into an alley. But, like, I think that's pretty good. That was, like, some thoughtful level design. Now, do I like the city? No. I think that Seattle kind of sucks as a city. And
Why?
I don't know. Because it's
I mean, this
always
version, but
yeah, like this particular Seattle, it's like, again, I don't know much about Seattle, but there's too many bars. Nobody's ever actually driving on the
I was
street.
gonna say, is it funny that there's no moving cars in the whole
Yeah, there's no
game?
moving cars whatsoever. Like, the city feels alive, but the more you play it, the more dead it seems.
Well,
Um,
they were like basically this. It's like some record-breaking snowstorm that's got
Yeah.
everybody inside.
But then you
for
look
the
at it, I'm
entire
like, this
mess of
looks
the
like where
game.
I live.
Yeah, I'm
And
like,
then-
this is nothing. In New York, this is nothing. Like,
Yeah,
you
so
would see people going 40 miles an hour.
yeah,
into their
literally.
prospect.
And then, like, on top of that, like, Fabian's a cop, and the cops have, like, a whole different dynamic, and it's like there's actual, like, people there, and, like, the cops are doing shit, but, like, as you go around, the cops aren't really doing anything. They're just walking, and then if they spot you, like, 2 or 3 of them will come up and shoot you. It's not like throughout the entirety of the game the cops even matter, because you literally, at some points, like, have hundreds of bodies around, you know? And it's not like a GTA Wanted level where it's like, "Oh shit, a serial killer just killed 40 fucking people. Um, let's get, like, the SWAT teams in here." It's nothing like that. Despite there being missions where people are, quote, unquote, "breaking the masquerade" by, like, killing a few people here and there, then, like, one of them, the worst boss in the game, in my opinion, ends up killing, like, 300 people in a nightclub, and you don't hear about it on the radio. You don't. It's like part of the world wants you to really feel like this masquerade shit matters, and then they do something that's completely antithetical to all of that, where, 500 people die and nobody bats an eye. So
My
I don't
favorite
really know what's going on.
My favorite thing that happens is when you, like, talk to one of the angry guys and they start chasing you and they punch you, the cops will just mow them down, and then after mowing them down, they'll just walk away like,
That's
"Oh, back to
Seattle for you.
Yep,
business as
realism.
usual." Like, it's like Grand Theft Auto, but in Grand Theft Auto, it's, like, obviously, like, goofy. And this game kinda, like, tries to take itself a little more seriously, which is, it's not very serious.
But I don't know. I think it's weird that in a game where half the time you're playing as a cop, the cops don't really have any, like, character development whatsoever. They just push all the character development to, like, the beginning of Fabian's story, where it's like, okay, this guy, Fabian convinced him to do gambling, and he has gambling debts, and he thinks he has memory problems, but Fabian keeps wiping it, like, and, like,
Like,
this
Let
cop,
Guy?
cares about this pregnant chick and all of that, but then that story goes by the wayside immediately. It's like nothing happens with these cops, I guess, is
What do
my
we think
main
about the
point.
other characters? We got Lou Graham of Foreigner.
Terrible.
We got
character.
we got Tolly, who's happy he didn't contract HIV in San Francisco. We got who
Prince
else is
Rion.
there?
You got Sophia, everybody's favorite character.
We got Tolly the guy.
You
What else
got
is there? Benny. Benny's cool.
yeah. Benny's cool, but you kill him and like
There- That's another thing. Some of the characters, like, I'm like, damn, this voice acting's not bad. And then they'll hit you with this character. It's like, where the fuck did they find this voice actor?
He goes, "Hey guys."
Like, who's the prince? What's her name?
Oh, Ryong.
Yeah, I'm like, this person has like a lisp. I'm like, what is it? I'm like, this is horrible.
The voice acting across the board does not match the character's design whatsoever. They're
Some
at
do.
one point, some do, but I saw a black-haired Asian with an Irish ginger accent. It makes no sense.
Oh, what's her?
Oh, there's like the game is a kind of. I
Verona.
feel like it's kind of bugged. Like,
when you're
you, like,
feeding?
interact with an NPC, it'll be a
Yeah,
dude,
dude.
and it'll go it'll be like some chick noise. And I'm
Yeah.
like, what? Or the other way around, it'll be a chick, and it'll be like, ugh.
I noticed that too. I was like, this
Like
is.
what? So,
What
like,
the
it's so
fuck?
weird.
Those are bugs that I can live with though, because that's funny.
No, but it just goes to show you like this game is just not well put together.
No.
I don't know, man. Like some things are just wonky. There's a
Boss fights are trash.
Yeah, they're all.
yeah, I really
They could
like.
be good, but
I leveled up a bunch right before the nightclub boss fight, and the nightclub boss fight doesn't let you use any of your abilities, which is fine canonically. They explain it, but I don't like that whatsoever. I think that's always been lame.
also when you first fight are they called the Unborn? That just sucks, man. It's like,
The
oh, now
fucking-
you can't
you
heal.
can't heal off them, and you can't get your abilities back, and you just have
And
to
they
get
fucking
back.
chunk you.
Yeah,
have
they
a
start
ton of
swinging
health.
and swinging. It's
And
so
the
silly.
combat's so ass that it's just like
mash,
you
mash,
kinda just-
mash.
you're just gonna get hit. Yeah, it's kind of hard to not get hit. But then you fight the military people, and that's fun because you get guns.
Yeah, and then you can start telekinetically fucking picking up a sniper and 360
Yeah,
snipe the
that-
motherfucking guy. That shit was fire when you started.
That was
getting
actually, I was like, okay, this, if they expanded more on like this stuff, the combat would have been way better because that shit was actually fun.
I agree.
But yeah, usually the combat is you just throwing 3 punches and dashing around.
Insert clip of a clip I have of going crazy with the gun. I have one of those for later. Shit is actually enjoyable. Yeah, I agree. If they just expanded on the fun parts of the game would be more fun.
Yeah. But that's a testament to the game. It does have fun. There's like fun aspects to it. It's not
Yes,
just
for
like
sure.
pure mid. I mean, it's mid overall, but
It is
might
tough
be
to
mid.
get a flow in combat. Like I got it a couple of times, but there's so many enemies fighting you like near the mid to end of the game that it kind of like wrecks the flow of combat.
and it's hard to tell where like they're coming from and like where you're getting hit, and it's like Doom is a good game where it's like, oh, you can like flow around the room. And I felt like this game tried to do that, but you just can't. It's not even
He
close.
just didn't know.
It's I don't know. And like the enemy design, there's like a decent variety in enemy design, but there's not enough to like really surprise you with anything. Like the fact that it took them 12 hours and 90% of the story to introduce a new enemy, and it ends up just being a melee fast moving character that you can't feed off of, like not really interesting. And the mini bosses don't really feel like mini bosses.
They just feel like annoying enemies.
Yeah, just bullet spongy enemies, and then God forbid they put this, because the difficulty doesn't really come in with like figuring out a boss puzzle like a Souls like or like other action games. It's more of like a war of attrition of like,
Yeah.
okay, there's this one section where they load the room with a bunch of guns and then just send waves of dog shit at you.
Oh yeah, they're throwing grenades in there and shit.
Yeah, and
That
it's
shit was
like,
fucking crazy. They just never stopped. Waves of fucking flashbangs and shit.
I was like, this is so stupid.
That went on for so long.
And then that part's so dumb too, because then you get to her and Fire's like, "Oh, you're dying," and she's like, "Yeah, turn me into a vampire." I'm like, what? This is so stupid.
What was your master plan? Oh, also talk about the multiple endings aspect of it. Apparently, the ending you get is entirely funneled into one decision.
What's that?
What decision?
That's the decision to turn her into a vampire or not.
Really? That's it?
Yep, that's the decision. So Frank didn't. He was locked into the bad ending.
Oh, see, I turned her into a vampire.
Wait, what are the different endings? I don't know.
So it's very similar to RoboCop. Actually, this game is very similar to RoboCop in a lot of ways.
That's a good comparison, actually.
It's a great comparison because it's like it's this. I feel like it's similar budget wise, and it's also kind of like this. It has a lot of the same problems as RoboCop does, but the difference is that RoboCop is a fun game to play, and this game is not. So like, yeah, RoboCop, you have the different endings, but it's like, what's the difference? Oh, you get a different fucking text read at the end of the game.
Yeah,
that's the different ending.
This game has one of the worst endings of all time to me.
Ooh.
I was like,
ooh.
Oh, it's a twist, bro. That anybody with a brain can see coming from a mile away.
Horrible twist. And if you watch like the final cutscene, like after you kill her, they spend about 40 seconds animating that whole thing. She's moving at like 100 FPS, so they could just not animate anything. I'm like, they're wrapping it up.
Really bad. It looked really bad.
And overall, the game doesn't look too bad, but it runs like shit.
Oh yeah, it runs terrible.
Anytime you open a door, your FPS drops in half.
The game is so cooked on that. I'm not gonna lie. The game is. There were so many times I would like you said. Anytime the game had, well, first of all, it had loading problems, but it also had just like dependency issues. Like the way the game is coded is functionally poor compared to any game in the last like 20 years. No, actually though, because if something's not loaded in this game, it's fully not loaded. Like
straight.
Usually there are different like items. Like there's like mobies or things like you interact with, like your fucking like a ball you throw or something. But something that's part of the world is always part of the world. If that building's not loaded, you can straight up walk through that not loaded and fall into the. That's not real.
That's the last, some like, PS2 shit, dude.
That's way before PS2 shit, dude. But I'm playing Spyro right now, and they have collision loaded no matter visible. Like, what are we talking about?
They're like, we don't need it. Everyone has an SSD. It'll load.
So that's probably an attesting to the, I think a lot of people working on the game kind of started jumping off the ship before it crashed.
Right.
But, it is definitely a point I wanted to bring up because I think it's goofy.
Yep. So that was my big observation, is basically just comparing this game to RoboCop, and then coming away with the conclusion that it's just worse. It wants to be cyberpunk. It's not cyberpunk at all. It can never be cyberpunk. The characters, some of them are good. The story is it's almost all right.
I think if the original writer stayed on, it actually would have been pretty fucking good.
This game could have been good. This game could have been good, but it's just not.
It's got like a good structure and base,
and like the world is very fascinating as well.
Well, that's the thing. I think in 10 years, people are gonna look back on this game. There'll be mods. I've already seen mods that like improve shit. It'll be a better game, I think. Because I've already seen mods that improve like the movement and the way you can like parkour shit. You could probably cut out all the Fabian shit out.
I don't know, because if you start cutting shit out, there's just gonna be like no game left.
Yeah,
The Fabian stuff, like I know we clown on games for having long cutscenes, but they could definitely have just fast tracked all of the Fabian dreams into like slideshow cutscenes. It would have felt cheap, but the game feels cheap to begin with anyway, you know?
Would have been less cutscenes than MGS. So like, I mean, they could have gotten away with it.
I think the first few Fabian missions are actually not bad at all. The cigarette girl one, the fucking like I don't think those are like bad missions.
I agree. And there's the you do the infiltration of the police station is pretty fire.
Yeah.
It's whatever. It's not that bad.
It's just the last few suck, but
and they're long.
And then you go to the dream and you're like the whole tree, and you just have to look at this tree again, and you just have to wait. I just gotta wait. You can't skip anything.
But the whole thing with the rebar killer was, I liked that whole like narrative. It was interesting. It wasn't the greatest thing ever, but
they were doing some shit in this game. Like when you go to the librarian or the painter or whatever the fuck, and you're going into like his like power is putting you into like hallucination dream state.
Oh, Willem,
yeah,
the fucking
like
Willem's the best character in the game, unironically.
Well, the Willem levels were sick, and then when Willem dies, he has a bunch of rebar in him because shit falls on him, and then he's like crushed by rocks and stuff. And I think that's like there's cute little things like that in the game. And the interior set design is actually pretty good. I like the way your hub base looks, and the song that plays on the jukebox is a banger, and I like the way the bars look, and the nightclubs to an extent, even though everything's dark and it's just like panels and stuff and a stage for everything. But like, I wish there were more things to like hang out in than just bars and nightclubs. I think that exclusively bar and nightclub scenes are kind of like they got lame at the end. I don't know. I did like the very end where the blood hunt's activated and you walk through like this empty city for like a block, and you go into the
and you can see the bloody footprints with the fucking
there's all like, the fucking feet in the white feet on your that was pretty cool.
But then you counteract that with it's right after the section which I think is the worst, where you go through the tunnels of the city and have to follow. By the way, I kept the game inside the little vampire vision for most of it. I think you should have always just had vampire vision, not necessarily like what do you call it, the black and white thing, but I think it should have just illuminated important parts without having you to be put into vampire vision.
And that's a thing I think that people will mod, and like I feel like like in 5 or 10 years this game will actually just be better. They'll make a better version because I think it can be good if you just tweak some shit.
Yeah. Not having the ability to just like heal without being shit on is a huge detriment.
It's dumb. It shouldn't be like a late game perk. It's not fun.
Because it is sort of like a bait and switch to the player. If you're playing, and especially when you start out early, you're like, oh, I heal, this is good, but it's not good. You have to heal at a very specific time, and then you can only hold 4 potions at a time for reasons I could not fucking figure out to save my life. And you can't hold a gun for more than a room. If you enter another room, you drop the gun because you can't put it in your pocket. You can't touch a gun. You have to just hold it. Brabdo was very upset that there was no titties in the game.
Because the game is so horny. This game is extremely horny.
No, not really.
What is going on?
I would not say
an incredible amount of people in this game.
Therefore, we need titties is the conclusion anyway.
The game is not committed to its own bit. That's all I'm saying.
I gotta be honest. I'm surprised that they drew the line at nipples. I don't know why they drew the line at nipples, but they have.
Yeah, where were their nipples? What game were you guys playing? What is happening?
There is none. What are you talking
about?
That's what I'm saying.
They drew the line at nipples.
The narrative of the game is horny. The characters talk horny. Everything about the game is horny.
You guys are. That's a stretch.
it's not a stretch.
Code Vein was 300x, and it's a vampire game.
I don't think it's a stretch at all, dude. You got the gay biker bar guy writing poetry to his vampire lover or his werewolf lover, and then you got like all of the side characters. They're all like, oh yeah, even the old lady, bro.
So you want to see a
different
biker?
game.
No, I don't want to
different
see it. I'm
game.
just saying, why is the game? Why it's not committed to the bit? That's
It
all.
didn't need
downloaded
it.
the wrong game,
It
dude.
didn't
The
I don't
need
think
it.
this game would have been better with nipples. I just think the game makes more sense.
Well, in
with
5 and
nipples.
10 years, when the mods come, you know what I'm saying?
I'm good. I don't think.
Well, here's what I'm.
Brabdo can replay it.
Here's what I'm saying. All right, at the end,
Just 6
this
times for the archipelago, he can play fucking Bloodlines 2. And
Yeah,
then
boot it up.
at the end they have the main antagonist naked with cuts all over her body, just completely mutilated, and everything except from the line of her cooter is showing. Like she's fully nude, and you can see her butt cheeks and everything. But they have the hair
Damn.
cover the nipples. Why?
It looks bad.
I don't
Just
get
in
it.
general.
Why? It's just an
Ugh.
aesthetic choice.
What's wrong? You guys are tweaking, I think, is what that is.
If it doesn't, but that's the thing. You're like, it doesn't change how I feel about the game either way. But that's like why even comment
It's
on it.
because it's noticeable. They make a noticeable effort to not show nipples.
I'm gonna say me and Forlo did not notice.
I didn't even remember that scene, bro, where the girl titty covered.
It's like the last boss fight where she's
final
throwing
boss.
shit at you.
I didn't go titty mode. I guess I wasn't locked in. You know,
I watched you.
Watch me what? Be locked in on the
Beat the
titties?
final boss.
Yeah, I understand. I beat the final boss. That's not. Yo,
Just playing the game.
yeah, we gotta move on from this one, bro.
That's fair. That's fair. It's a side point that we focused on, but it is a point.
It's not. But let's move on. It's a point. Okay.
Like overall as the story, like yeah, no, you figure out who the rebar killer is, or you get an idea of who the rebar killer is long before, and you kind of get the idea of how Fabian loses his memory as well, before the game tells you. It sort of becomes from like a mystery of like I have no fucking clue what's going on. I don't know anybody in this world to this all clicked in my head, but then you still have to go through the motions of it, both as Fire and as Fabian, and that does wear on the second half of the game. But the second half of the game loads enough, like, meat grinder combats that it doesn't really matter. You know, you just like, okay, I'll get the meat grinder combats out of the way, play Fabian, you know, we're nearing the end here. But then the game doesn't end. The game doesn't, it's not necessarily a bait and switch, but it's there's an extension where like you think credits should have hit already and they didn't, and you still got like 5-10% of game left.
Yeah.
Yeah, you walk into what you think is going to be the final level, and then it's not. And you're like, oh, damn it.
What did you think was the final level?
No, I'm not gonna lie. I had like not that any one of them in particular was more end of level than the other. It's just that after a certain point, and it seemed like we had solved the case, there was like another 7 quests, and I thought it was just
yeah.
I kept just being like one more, I guess, like one more, when I thought it was just gonna be done.
Well, and they do start to rehash. It's like, did you know Lou Graham and Campbell were the fucking bad people? And they just keep kind of telling you that over and over again.
Let's go into this Fabian dream, dude.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm Lou Graham and I'm evil. It's like, okay. We just heard
And
that
the
one.
gardener was fucking what's his face the
Stupid.
whole time, even though it was pretty obvious.
Yeah. He's the gardener.
And then that last time where you have to like, they try to make it emotional, but I didn't really care about Fabian that much. Where like you go into a final dream sequence and you talk to Fabian by the tree, and it's like, didn't need that, didn't need that at all.
I didn't mind that. I liked Fabian though. I'm a Fabian fan.
Yeah. And they like lampshaded a little bit where like you kill Willem and then you're like, well, why are we here? And Fabian's like, I don't know, this is like some extra shit. And I'm like, okay, Because that's fine, you know? Because is a good enough answer. I'm here anyway. I don't have a choice. The game went on a little bit longer than I wanted it to. But I don't think that would have been the case if I had more RPG stuff to do because it was so actiony.
Well, that's
and I
what
didn't.
sucks because
Yeah.
you have 30 skill points with nothing to like. Then it's I don't know. That's the problem with like
there's zero power scaling in this game whatsoever.
yeah, you're just as strong. Like after you get your first like 4 skills, that's like all right, you've peaked. You won't be any
You
stronger.
can get a different third
So
skill,
that way, it's
bro.
actually worse than RoboCop because you do progressively get stronger in that game.
And then they try to make it's like, oh, well, you'll get like better at the game, and there's like skill progression and like how good you are.
But the combat is so bad, you do not
Yeah.
desire to get better at the game.
Yeah, you don't
wanna
care,
cheat
and
your way
even if
through
you
it.
do get good, it doesn't feel good to even execute on it. So
Exactly.
it's a failure. So I do see why people are mad. Like if you're coming from a game that's so RPG, and then they basically give you like a slightly shittier version of Dishonored.
Which is really tough on Dishonored too, because that is one of the best like what they were going for in this games ever, where it's like that is the approach any combat you want, whether it's stealth or just into it and give you cool powers. Like
That's what I
Dishonored
feel like this game was trying to be. It's not even close, but
no, because like while level design is good, like parking garage level, I didn't mind that at all. I thought that was a cool tower level where it's like, okay, fight the level like in a tower, like a parking garage. Like there's interesting concepts and ideas, but they all get like they're all sent to the wayside and pushed like to the background because the questing is kind of bad and the enemy variety is kind of sucks and there's too many enemies in each meat grinder section and it's just like you're even when you do unlock something and you have enough like you're kind of torn between the ability you want and the ability that's most useful. For instance, I wanted to get the ability where you point at someone and they snap their own neck. I thought that was the coolest shit in Cyberpunk, where you point to someone and they shoot themselves in the head. But I opted not to get it because there was AoE attacks and things that would give me sustainability because I didn't want to do a combat section twice, you know? So I never got that ability.
I think this game suffers from the classic dev being what's the best way to word it? I guess
The Duke Nukem Forever'd.
kind of.
It's not as bad as Duke Nukem Forever.
But not that brutal.
well, that's the thing. For as development hell as this game is, it's really not that bad.
For sure. I think it's the jack of all trades, master of none type issue where they like every AA studio does this, where they try really hard to be the best everything game ever. And they never are, and it kind of ends up being lackluster in a majority of areas instead because they tried to do way too much. And they ended up doing it all under, under average.
Except Claire Obscure.
Yeah.
Goated. Best game of 2025.
Shout out Claire Obscure for winning everything.
I don't think they tried to do too much.
The algorithm
that's why that game's goated. Because we're going hard into story, and we build this persona-like system to guide you through it, and that's all they tried to do. They just tried to do that, then that's it, and they did it well.
Yeah, they didn't do. It's an open world, and it's got RPG elements.
Yeah, and
a huge story,
and it's a collectathon. There's tons of little guys around,
and it's a roguelike.
And when you die, then you can level up Mael perma, and then the next run.
I completely forgot about that aspect of the game because I didn't interact with that much. Yeah, no, the Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 also wants you to collect 10,000...
cameras, symbols on the wall, this, that, and the other thing. Like,
for nothing. You don't get anything for any of it. Because there's no level up. So you're like, oh, what am I going to do? Get experience? Like, for what? There's nothing to do. Nothing to get. It's the most pointless collectibles ever. It's like way worse than like Assassin's Creed or something, where at least you get
secret ending, dude. If you collect them all.
Not even. There's not even that. They don't even have that.
No one's done it yet, dude.
I just wish they were. That's where the power scaling shift came from. There's all these like runes on the wall that you got to be in vampire mode. You gotta pull the cameras off the wall, so that should influence something in the future. Like I don't know. It's just like they just had shit because they're like, oh, it's a collectathon now. It's like, well, no, it's just a shitty other game because you spent time building this into it.
I give it a 6.
Damn. Neverons.
Gave it a 6, and I went in wanting to give it an 8. I was through the first quarter of the game. I'm like, this is an 8 game. This isn't that bad. I like the movement. The movement's really fun.
8's crazy.
Yeah, I know 8's crazy. That's why I gave it a 6.
Well, just at any point, I don't think at any point I was like, it's an 8.
Well, in concept, right? When I go into it, I'm like, this is a sequel to one of the most beloved CRPGs ever made. And then on top of that, it's a vampire detective game.
I don't know if
Those
I say
are all
beloved.
things I
Definitely
love.
discussed, but
Like, and then, I vetted the game a little bit. I read the reviews. I watched the reviews. I looked at some of the gameplay. I compared it to the trailers that came out, and I'm like, okay, it's obviously not going to live up to the standards that I want it to. Everything on paper seems too good to be true, and that it probably is. And then I played it, and I'm like, this isn't half bad. I like punching people. I like the one animation they have for assassinating per enemy that you're assassinating.
That is so brutal.
Which ends up being really fucking grating.
No,
But
there's
when you
different ones. Like the big enemy, you do something different.
No, but
Yeah,
that's all he's saying is
it's
there's
different
one
for
per
each
enemy.
Yeah, there's one assassin per enemy, and there's one feeding per enemy, which it gets really, really tough to look at for the 1000th time. I can only slam somebody's face into the concrete and watch their head explode so many times.
But that one's
but when-
dope. The one where you lift them off the ground. Ooh,
Yeah.
slam!
As you're getting stabbed and shot, and you can die.
As you
while you're-
die.
Yeah, as you die. Because that's what happened throughout the game is that, like, okay, I've seen this animation 1,000 times. I know that it's like 2.8 seconds long. I'm gonna be completely vulnerable in that time. So it made me start thinking about the game completely differently. And as I thought about the game differently, like every book club game, you pick it apart and you really figure out, like, what percentage of the game did I like? I didn't like the Fabian parts that much, despite me, not thinking that Fabian is the worst character, although morally bankrupt.
they're
Absolutely.
all see, and that's the other thing. Every single character in this game is morally bankrupt. They're murdering vampires. That's their whole existence. So it does feel a little like,
But
okay, am I even
Fabian
supposed to
doesn't
like
kill
any of these
people.
No, he just systematically destroys the mentality of everyone around him with no remorse.
And he also like covers all the murders up because he's part of the police.
But he keeps his sources alive.
So he can feed off of them and take money from them.
That's funny
Like,
as hell that there's just that guy sitting in the fucking drunk tank. You just suck on him whenever you need, dude.
That is, I think, maybe one of the worst bits in the game.
And then he's
Dude,
not
that's
even
what's
drunk.
good.
They're like, oh, he's not. The filing cabinet's like, he's not actually a drunk.
He's just
Yeah.
there
He
for
was picked up
7
sober.
Yeah, he's just there. And he's like,
It's just
okay.
a guy that fucking Fabian's been sucking the majority of his brain out of his skull with.
I let him talk once, and then I did not listen to a single dialogue. The rest of the game.
Oh, right, Nirvana.
Yeah. But yeah, the game's a 6, and it's a soft 6 too, like almost in the 5.8,
Ooh.
5.7 range. Like,
5.8. What? We ain't doing that anymore.
Creeping
That's-
down.
see, yeah, but I don't do that. I like good, clean numbers.
Clean.
It's a
numbers.
6.
A
That's
good
crazy.
clean number, like a.
Because then you're getting
5.
close to your puppeteer score or your whatever that Japanese tactics game we played that no one liked but me and Forlo.
Oh, fucking Kanitsugami
Yeah.
Path of the Goddess.
Yeah.
That game is
writing down on my
not
score.
as enjoyable for me than this game.
I think I'm giving this game like a 5. Like literally, like, this is the most middling game. Maybe even like a 4.9. Like, I just feel like I have to say that I wouldn't recommend this game.
The same score you gave Path of the Goddess, dude. 4.9.
So I got to give this game a 5.1.
Oh, it's slightly better. This is why I'm keeping
It's
scores,
slightly
dude.
better.
Do you have a doc?
happy
You
with-
got like an Excel spreadsheet of scores?
I
'Cause that
have
would be
been for
very
a few
helpful.
months, yeah.
That's
take a-
super helpful.
We'll rock a 5.1. It's not a bad game, but I would not play it again, and I would not tell anybody to go play it.
Interesting.
I think Frank hit it right on the dome's cap with a nice number 6 for the holidays. Happy holidays.
Oh, I forgot it's a Christmas game, dude. I got this. Got to be 5.5.
It is a Christmas game. It was topical.
I was smart, dude. Big brain, Big Ed.
Hey, wake up! So when I go to the Einstein.
No.
Holy shit.
That's wait. That's actually S tier on the bits that we've been saying in the fucking group chat. All right, you have missed so many bad bits. That is like
not
a
S
high
tier.
tier.
That's not
No,
S
that
tier.
is not. That is not S tier. That was low tier.
Trust.
What about you, Colin?
Oh, I'm gonna give it the highest score.
Yeah,
It's a 7.
nice.
The rare 7.
It's true mid.
It's true mid.
I actually think it's not that bad of a game overall.
You would tell somebody to go play this game?
Yeah. Not if you like Bloodlines, but I think if everyone's telling you how shitty this fucking game is, it's really not that bad. It's actually playable.
No, I agree with you on that front. It's definitely more than playable, but it's like,
Is there better shit to play? Yeah.
A 7 is way more than playable.
No, I like it more than I liked fucking Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, that's understandable.
I'm really torn on that. Like, because it's your opinion, you know, you can like whatever game, but I don't feel the same way about that.
I'm standing on a 5.5.
I thought this game was more fun to play.
Wait, you're at a 5.5 now? It was 5.1 now.
This dude keeps running the score up.
Dude, this shit's gonna be an 8 for Brabdo.
No. With 5.5, we're stopped. That's for the
We're
5.5.
hard capped.
Damn, that's the same as Kingdom Hearts 2.
That is not the same.
No, it's really not that bad.
9.5.
Like if someone was like, I actually really enjoyed this game, I'd be like, yeah, I could get it.
Yeah.
I think it's flawed. I think there's a bunch of bad shit about it. It's not really my cup of tea, but I could see someone like actually fucking with it. I'm not like it's probably some bias too, because it's like it's so hated and then it wasn't that bad.
It's
That's
just
kinda, like,
not.
boosting
Yeah,
it.
I will say it does not deserve the hatred. The hatred is crazy.
No, it's like the opposite of Spiritfarer, where everybody glazes Spiritfarer when it's not even actually a video game. And this game gets absolutely shit on by
This is the
people that
best book
pretend to
club
like a
game.
game that they never played.
People, yeah, it's like people who games where everybody's opinionated on, but in reality, like nobody's actually played the game.
Which is what book club has taught me, is that I feel like people don't actually play half these fucking games.
They don't.
Because we play them and we're all pretty similar in scores within like a point or two. And it's never close to the consensus of like the general public. Rarely. Sometimes it is, but
and it's
rarely.
not even in any direction too, because it goes both ways.
Yeah.
Like we play this game is extremely overhated. We'll play some other game that's like extremely overglazed, and then you play a game that's like perfectly glazed, like Claire Obscure.
And then they're like, "Oh man, I beat Brave Fencer Musashi when I was 7." Bullshit, dude. No fucking shot.
The Sky Palace, man. They had
The
that
Sky
Prima guide.
Skyday locked in. They knew what Skyday was because that's what that's just what it is, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It was just so cool.
I still people will recommend that game. It's like, this is one of the best like action RPGs of the PlayStation 1 era. I'm like, what are we doing?
What are we
I
doing?
still think
Actually,
that me
though.
and Colin are one of like maybe 100 people on Earth that have beaten Baroque.
Oh yeah. No, I think people boot that game up and say they played it and never put more than an hour into it. Guaranteed.
Yeah. Well, I think it's even worse than that, because the amount of people that beat 12 minutes is like astronomically low. and both me, you, and Brad beat that game. So
I
it's
forget
just
about
like,
that game. That game was
Yeah.
kind of crazy.
that game was awesome. Loved that game. But
You know
yeah,
what's
no,
another
long
game
story
we all played that no one probably beat? El Shaddai.
true.
I don't think people are beating that game.
No, I would not.
I don't think people are buying it either.
But that's the long and
That
short of
one
it is that
YouTuber, he went
book
crazy
club's
for that.
fucking awesome because we actually beat the games, and nobody else does that because they're all phonies.
YouTube video essayists be like,
Mirror's
Aside from
Edge
Dave, when Dave
Catalyst,
beats a
dude.
game, he destroys it. You know, so
well, you guys
Evil
beat
Book Club,
each
dude.
other.
Mirror's Edge Catalyst.
yeah, Evil Book Club's still chipping away at their game, and you know they'll get there.
Any year.
2026 is the year.
hmm
That's it, dude.
All right. Any closing statements on this shit?
Yo, what's
You
the
don't even know the
fucking
next
game?
game, dude.
What's
You're
the
just
game,
done.
boy?
Well, you're ending
No,
it. This is the
closing
last
statements
episode.
on the. We do closing statements first, don't we?
I
I've
have
closed
no
my
clue.
Did I
statement. I
mess
said
it up
it's,
already?
yeah, it's mid and 5.5.
Yeah, it's that. It is usually that structured where we
Yeah.
where we do everything in that order.
What's the next game?
Oh, I was gonna say it's not that bad.
Yeah.
All right. You want the long game or the short game?
Oh my!
We have options.
No.
I want the good.
There's only one game.
the,
only one
the
game.
illusion of choice.
The short game. The short game. The short game.
Drum roll, please.
We're playing a classic, but
Oh,
not the
Kingdom Hearts.
classic.
Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts.
It's an RPG.
Oh my God! Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts. Final Fantasy VII remake.
Birth by Sleep.
Oh, it's Square Enix. Oh,
Oh no!
It's some.
Oh,
It's fucking.
no. Oh, no.
Kunitsugami 2.
Wait a second.
what are we playing?
Final Fantasy 12, the longest one.
The Lost Story.
No, we're playing Live Alive.
What in
The
the fuck
classic.
is
like
that
like
shit?
the fucking wrestling one. Is that
Well,
it?
there's wrestling in it.
Well, shit, dude, I'm down. I was looking at that game at one
1990.
point.
The game exists before my existence.
It's a classic, a remade classic.
I'm down.
Remade. Oh, the HD 2D.
Fire. We're not playing the Super Nintendo version.
Thank God. All right, we'll see.
No, it's a 10.
That-
I'm proclaiming. I'm
Tune
making a
in next month.
proclamation. A proclamation right here, right now.
It's on them turn-based games.
Yeah, I'm only picking JRPGs now for forever.
Forever.
That's kind of goaded.
Frank's only picking puzzle games.
I almost picked another Metroidvania. I still might.
You got a few months.
Yeah.
Well, I've played quite a few of those recently, so you might have to vet those on me. I'm not gonna lie. Might have to go. Have you played this in the last like 2 years?
Yeah.
Because I played a lot of those recently.
Live Alive.
Live Alive.
Tune in.
Now recording.
February 1st to 3rd, 4th.
Wait.
Don't fucking give them a date. All right, we're all over the place.
No, we're doing it the first. Who picks next month?
Brabdo?
I
Rabdo.
believe it's me.
Brabdo.
I have a pick.
Remember, there's
I
only
thought of a pick.
28 days.
I thought of it. No. My pick will be very agreeable.
Okay.
A much discussed game.
Yeah, there's only 28 days. Like we definitely all play the game properly throughout the month. Or
I
anything
do.
like that.
I do.
It's gonna
I
be the
should.
shortest. It's
I
gonna be the
fucked up.
shortest Kingdom Hearts game. Melody of Memories.
No, it's not gonna be.
Because
not gonna
Frank
be
and I
Kingdom
both
Hearts.
go. I'm like 2 hours in on like the 26th, like every other month.
Well, here's the thing.
We have,
Because
like-
of how much I've been playing games, no matter what I'm doing in life, like I really don't. I don't care the length of the game at this point. I really don't. But I make sure to pick games that are shorter. At least shorter than what it used to be. Because we used to be cranking out, Breath of the Wilds and you know the Xenoblade Chronicles X's,
which is
and,
like 60-hour game.
yeah. But
We could do
I
it
mean,
though.
the long and short is that we all got shit going on. Despite the fact that I'm playing games at the same rate, doesn't mean that that's healthy or that you should be doing that. You know?
No, I'm picking 60-hour games. We're bringing back the classics. Dragon Quest 2.
Damn, RuneScape, the whole thing.
The whole
All
thing.
of it, all of RuneScape.
Get cracking.
You're cracking.
That's all I got.
I think that's it.
Yeah. Anybody else?
Not again.
All right.